Welcome to CVR English News. This is Shekina and you're watching World News 360. Let's get into the latest world updates. Israel has entered into war mode as it began ground operations in Lebanon against Iran-backed Hezbollah, proving it one of the deadliest ground offensives. The IDF has battered over 150 Hezbollah hideouts, killing its top commanders. The ground operation by the Israeli forces intensified after Iran launched 180 missiles at Israel on October 1. The latest body cam footage released by the Israeli forces shows the bone-chilling invasion by the soldiers. The forces recovered ammunition, rocket launchers and weapon go-downs during the intrusive operation. The missile attack by Iran marked a potentially dangerous new phase in the war. Meanwhile, the apparent remains of ballistic missile were seen lying in the desert in southern Israel on October 2. People were seen clicking pictures and being fascinated by the missile shells. The war, which was triggered by the Hamas-led assault on Israel, has spiraled since into a wider conflict now threatening to draw in Iran. The Hamas attack on October 7 prompted the Iranian-backed Hezbollah group in Lebanon to fire a barrage of missiles against Israel, and the two sides have been engaged in daily cross-border fire ever since. Over recent weeks, the conflict has flared seriously, with Israel conducting the heaviest airstrikes against targets in Lebanon since the last war in 2006, and Hezbollah firing hundreds of rockets and missiles at Israel. And Iran fired at least 180 ballistic missiles at Israel on October 1, 2024, amplifying tensions in the Middle East that are increasingly marked by escalation after escalation, as United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres put it. The Houthis militant group launched a drone strike at Israel in an attempt to avenge the killing of Nasrallah by the IDF. However, the Israeli forces successfully intercepted the drones, preventing any potential damage or casualties. This incident highlights the escalating tensions in the region as various factions respond to the ongoing conflict involving Israel and its adversaries.
ferry as Israeli strikes continue. This migration follows escalating conflict between Israel and Hezbollah, an Iran-backed militant group in southern Lebanon. The situation intensified when Israel killed Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah in an airstrike leading to a ground invasion. In response, Iran launched over 180 ballistic missiles at Israel, and Israeli military forces, including regular infantry and armored units, are now conducting ground operations in Lebanon.
So far, nearly 1,900 people have been killed and over 9,000 have been injured in Lebanon in one of the region's longest lasting conflicts.
We came today, actually yesterday, by a Dada vessel from port of Tripoli. It took us 12 hours. It was tiring, but it was a wonderful trip. Why did we come on a vessel? The airport is not yet closed, but all airlines are booked. Only Middle East Airlines is operating. From here, I have to catch a bus to Shugurova. From Shugurova, I have to catch a plane to Istanbul. From Istanbul, I have to catch a plane to Accra. Have I booked my planes, my buses? Not yet. We don't know what time we reach here. Now we reach peacefully. We hope one day we can always come back through Turkey, from Turkey to Lebanon to everywhere. The trip was nice. There was a lot of kids, a lot of elderly people. It was first time for everyone. Some people were vomiting, some people were nauseous. We tried to help as much as possible. Tripoli is far away from what's happening, but all our families are extended throughout Lebanon. So yes, you are worried. You are leaving your beloved ones. Are we happy leaving them? No. Can we stay there? No. What can we do? We don't know. Do we hope the war stops? Of course, yes, in any way possible. At the end of the day, we want peace. We are still young people. We are now it's our time to live. This was not the plan of life. This was not the plan to leave home, to leave country, but where can we go? Of course, we are angry because at the end of the day, it's a war on our home. It's a war on our country. Do we agree with how Israelis are reasoning themselves to bomb us? No, we don't agree at all. They have no reason to attack us. Do we agree with what the other part of Hezbollah is doing? They have their own reasons. They said it's the muqawama. They are protecting the sides of Lebanon, the south of Lebanon.
Israel's military told residents of more than 20 towns in southern Lebanon to evacuate their homes immediately. The directive came and Israel pressed on the cross-border incursions and struck Hezbollah targets in the area. Around 70 southern towns have become subject to evacuation, suggesting another Israeli military operation against the Iran-backed armed group. Army's war Spain has sent 2 Air Force planes and A330 and A400M to the Lebanese capital to evacuate about 500 Spaniards from Lebanon. Russian Ministry of Emergencies said that about 60 diplomats and consulate employees with their families were evacuated from Beirut.
After Iran fired nearly 200 missiles at Israel on October 1, tensions soared in the Middle East, with the world watching closely. Following the deadliest attack on Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu held a key meeting vowing revenge for the Iranian assault. Amid rising tensions, fears of a possible Israeli attack on Iran's oil facilities have grown, raising the specter of retaliation. During a press interaction on October 3, US President Biden commented on Israel's potential attack on Iran's oil rigs. When asked if he supports Israel striking Iran's oil facilities, Biden replied, "We are discussing that." Iran fired almost 200 ballistic missiles at Israel in solidarity with Hezbollah and in response to the killing of its chief, Nasrallah. Israel and Iran's proxies have been at war for almost a year following the October 7 terror attack on Israel last year.
We're discussing that. I think that would be a little, anyway. We're discussing that. I think that would be a little, anyway.
Lebanon is facing a catastrophic humanitarian crisis as Israel continues its offensive against the Hezbollah group. The conflict began nearly a year ago when Hezbollah fired into Israel in support of the Hamas. UN Resident and Humanitarian Coordinator for Lebanon highlighted the severe impact on civilians, particularly the destruction of infrastructures and loss of lives. He further emphasized the need for humanitarian access and the protection of civilians under international law and demanded ceasefire.
The level of trauma, the level of fear amongst the population has been extreme. We need access. We need to be able to reach people. They need to be able to reach us. Civilians have been bearing the great brunt of what's been going on. We need a ceasefire. We need a cessation as soon as possible. I think what we saw from September 23rd on is truly catastrophic. It's something that, people use the word unbelievable. What are we living through? What are we looking at over here? The level of trauma, the level of fear amongst the population has been extreme. We launched a flash appeal just 2 days ago for $426 million. We've got the system set up, we've got the humanitarians here, we've got the government, we've got excellent local NGOs that we know and that we've been working with, we've got international NGOs. We can respond. But we need the resources. We had the launch 2 days ago, and at the launch itself, Italy and France spoke and pledged there. We've heard from the EU, we've heard from a number of Nordic donors that they are expecting. I think a lot of our key donors are essentially with their cap.
Huge explosion shook the sky in the vicinity of Beirut's main airport in the early hours of October 4, minutes after the landing of an aircraft. Data from the Flight Trader 24 website showed that the flight to be Middle East Airlines ME 429 from Dubai. Jamaican Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness expressed his appreciation for his visit to India, praising Prime Minister Modi as a gracious host. Speaking to media, he emphasized the strong relationship between India and Jamaica, highlighting India's role as a vocal advocate for the Global South. He noted that India offers Jamaica pathways for development, particularly in technology, management and skills. The two nations signed MOUs on sports and culture and are exploring further collaborations in technology and STEM educations in Jamaica.
Country, but an innovative. Prime Minister Modi was a very good host. We have very good relations. India has been the vocal voice for the Global South.
First and foremost question, your takeaway from this visit, you inaugurated Jamaica Mark, you went to Varanasi, and the Prime Minister comes from as the MP. You also went to Sarnath, you had multiple interactions as well. How you would like to sum it up?
India is a rich and diverse country, but an innovative country as well, and a country that is growing rapidly, and a country which offers great opportunities, and one that Jamaica can emulate in many ways. I would say, therefore, that my trip to India.
India has rejected the annual report from the US Commission on International Religious Freedom, USCIRF, labeling it biased and motivated. This response came after the USCIRF categorized India as a country of particular concern due to alleged violations of religious freedom. The Ministry of External Affairs dismissed the report, criticizing USCIRF for having a political agenda and urged the organization to focus on addressing human rights issues within the US instead of pursuing what India termed agenda-driven efforts.
Well, these are the latest world updates. Stay tuned to CVR English News.